If you know me, you know I absolutely love SSX Tricky, but I'd be lying if I said I didn't enjoy a more grounded approach to the snowboarding genre also. So today, we're talking about the Xbox exclusive series, Amped. Released in 2001 as a launch title for the OG Xbox, and in 2003 as a mid-gen release, Amped 1 and 2 take you from amateur to pro, and a much more grounded, almost sim-style take on snowboarding. The career mode for the first two games are essentially the same. You choose a mountain, choose a run, and down you go. During your run, you have 3 tiers of high scores and photo scores to beat, as well as gaps, specific tricks, and taunting snowmen to take down. Outside of that, the other challenges consist of keeping the sponsor amped by doing whatever it is they like to see, photo challenges that have you doing a certain line and reaching a specific score, pro challenges, which is like horse and pro skater, and then there's competitions, which is similar to your regular runs, but now it's timed, you're against other riders, and you have a few different scores to balance to be ranked first overall. In terms of customization, everything is unlocked from the beginning. There's no cash or store for you to purchase anything. And the soundtracks for the games are okay, but far from a favorite of mine. I generally favor Amped 2 over Amped 1. To me, it's just the more polished of the two. In 2005, we got Amped 3, the last game of the series and a launch title for the Xbox 360. This is probably my favorite game overall, especially in terms of aesthetic. It kind of reminds me of the Captain and Casey show mixed in with some SSX on tour and some Riders Republic. I say that due to the DIY and punk rockish aesthetic, plus there's more than just snowboards you can use, like a snowmobile, toboggan, and a hang glider. This is the only game in the series to have an actual story with a cast of characters that actually talk, and there's plenty of cutscenes to go around. Early on, the story reminds me of the movie Out Cold. It's you and your buds hitting the slopes, and there's some Jackass-style antics mixed in too. But this game goes off the deep end later on. There's a villain who hates modern video games, and you have to defeat him. Very much a fourth wall break, and it's just kinda out there. Gameplay-wise, it's a bit more fluid compared to the first two games, to an extent. You no longer have to leave the mountain to do a challenge. You just ride up to it and do it. The controls, however, feel stiff in comparison to Amped 1 and 2. Like I'm always having to fight the left thumbstick to do an off-axis aerial that I want to do. Sometimes I get in the air and my input doesn't even register. And there's no option to change the scheme to one for experienced players where they give me the freedom that I'm wanting. On top of that, grabs are now relegated to the face buttons, which is okay, but it feels like a step down compared to using the right thumbstick and triggers. Now, if Amped ever came back, what do I want to see? I've got two different ideas. The first being, I say 2K reboots the series and calls it Amped. I like to see it lean towards Amped 3 again in terms of having some sort of storyline and being able to just go from one challenge to another without having to leave the mountain. Bring those contests, photo, score, and sponsor challenges back too. It's gotta have online, maybe the ability to even manage and make your own crew for you and your friends as well. Definitely an object dropper for ramps and rails and stuff to crash your sleds into. And of course, it needs a photo mode and a replay editor. Option 2. 2K was backing the spiritual successor to SSX Tricky, Project Gravity, a game that was being made by the creator of SSX. I could honestly see 2K going all in on what made SSX Tricky one of the greats and giving us that spiritual successor. Maps that are just fun to play, characters with that in-your-face attitude, and over-the-top tricks that still look sick 25 years later. Just add online, double down on the Y2K aesthetic, and keep that soundtrack you can't help but bob your head to, and I'd be sold. I doubt it'll happen, but your man can dream. Were you a fan of the Amp series, or did you prefer SSX? Which game from either series is your favorite? Let me know.